Hey, tech aficionados. Welcome to the Thursday edition of the Tech Stocks Daily Podcast, where we condense all the sizzling stock action into bite-sized brilliance. Today we're diving into the epic drama of Google's algorithm leak, Android's new picture-in-picture Chrome feature, and YouTube's game-changing new gaming platform. We'll unravel Apple's surprising moves with Apple TV Plus heading to Android, and ChatGPT possibly stepping into iOS. Plus, get ready for NVIDIA's massive plans and Nutanix's wild stock ride after their earnings report. Buckle up. It's an exciting day in tech. Hey tech fans, buckle up because today we're diving deep into Google's news explosion. We've got everything from secret algorithms spilling out of the vault to Chrome doing the picture-in-picture cha-cha on Android. Let's break it all down. Google's algorithm leak. The great data spill. It's not every day that Google's ultra-secret search ranking algorithm turns into public knowledge. But that's precisely what happened when 2,500 internal documents leaked, popping open the vault on what makes the search giant tick. SEO experts Rand Fishkin and Mike King waved these documents around like an SEO flag, sending ripples through the entire web community. To sum it up, one juicy tidbit revealed was that Google considers click numbers when ranking web pages, a fact they've always been hush-hush about. Google's Davis Thompson played it cool, reminding everyone not to jump to conclusions because, these docs might be outdated or taken out of context. Classic Google, right? But the implications? Oh, they're huge. If these leak points are still relevant, every webmaster and SEO specialist needs to rethink how they game Google's system. Businesses, especially those heavily reliant on search traffic, could be in for a wild ride. Picture-in-picture on Android, multitasking glory. Moving on. Got Android? Good, because Google is dropping a new Chrome feature that will have your multitasking heart racing. Meet the minimized custom tab feature in the Chrome browser, essentially turning Chrome tabs into floating picture-in-picture windows. It's like having a mini browser orbiting over your apps. Picture this. You're responding to emails in Gmail, but need a quick peek on a web link. You can now pop the link into a PiP Chrome tab without switching applications. True multitasking glory. However, it's currently limited to certain Google apps, and some bugs reported from Google Messages didn't show all expected features. Not perfect, but still nifty. Hot have YouTube Playables unleashed. Oh, and gamers rejoice. YouTube Playables have officially arrived, allowing users to play games directly within the YouTube platform. Starting with over 75 games, including crowd favorites like Angry Birds Showdown and Trivia Crack, YouTube's game catalog is steadily growing. If you're a premium user, you get extra perks like muting game audio while your video keeps playing in the background and saving your game progress to show off later. The idea is to keep you glued to the YouTube app, hopping from videos to games seamlessly. It's like having your favorite arcade sprinkled with your top video channels. No extra apps needed. Google's big play in Malaysia, $2 billion investment. And lastly, let's talk about some big bucks. Google is committing a whopping $2 billion to build its first data center and a Google Cloud Hub in Malaysia. This isn't just a monetary drop. It's a leap for Malaysia's digital economy, promising to add $3.2 billion to the economy and create some 26,500 jobs by 2030. With the Prime Minister singing praises, this move positions Google as not just a tech giant, but a significant economic player in Southeast Asia, right alongside big investments from Amazon and Microsoft. They're not just planting a flag, they're laying down roots. From high-stakes leaks to flashy new features and massive investments, Google is making waves everywhere you look. Stay tuned as we keep breaking down the ever-evolving world of tech. Fasten your seatbelts, because I've got a boatload of Apple news coming your way. Let's dive into why the Cupertino giant is making waves today. First up, we might soon see Apple TV Plus on Android. Shocked? So am I. Apple's posted a job listing for a senior engineer to develop the TV Plus app for Android. Now this is a significant move, since we all know how Apple and Android have historically been rival platforms. It seems like Apple is willing to bury the hatchet just to expand its video streaming service. The company aims to lure more users into its ecosystem by creating an app that'll make watching TV and sports even more delightful for Android users. With Apple TV Plus still playing catch-up to streaming behemoths like Netflix and Disney Plus, this could be a strategic play to boost its subscriber numbers, especially after hiking the price of TV Plus to $9.99 a month. So, Android users, get ready to binge-watch Ted Lasso without having to squint at your friend's iPhone. Next, in a jaw-dropping development, Apple has reportedly struck a deal with OpenAI to integrate ChatGPT into iOS 18. Yes, you heard that right. Your iPhone may soon come with a built-in AI chatbot wizard. However, not everyone at Apple is ecstatic about this. Rumor has it that John Giannandrea, Apple's AI chief, has his reservations. Despite the internal grumbling, this partnership could mean huge developments in voice assistants, possibly making Siri a lot smarter. Imagine saying, "Hey Siri, write my college essay," and getting an A+ result. OpenAI's heavy involvement signifies Apple's seriousness about not just catching up, but possibly leapfrogging over others in the AI space. Speaking of the iPhone, it seems not everything is rosy. April's sell-through data reveals that iPhone sales are struggling in key markets like China and the US. According to analyst David Vogt, sales plummeted by nearly 20% in China and around 4% in the US. This is particularly troubling when you consider that overall smartphone sales in these markets have seen modest growth. However, Apple saw some light in Europe, where iPhone sales jumped by 22.5%. But general market share losses in major regions are hard to ignore. In the grand battle for market cap dominance, Apple is trying to fend off NVIDIA. Apple's market cap is just over $2.9 trillion, slightly ahead of NVIDIA's $2.87 trillion. With AI being the hot buzzword, NVIDIA is surging ahead, but Apple plans to hold its ground by announcing AI initiatives at its upcoming WWDC. Stay tuned because this tech slugfest is far from over. Lastly, tech analyst Gene Munster predicts that Apple will outperform NVIDIA over the next year due to its AI opportunities. While NVIDIA's stock exploded with a 203% rise over the last 12 months, Apple's more modest gains indicate it may be undervalued in the AI race. According to Munster, investors are underestimating Apple's potential in artificial intelligence, and this could tilt the scales back in Apple's favor. So folks, whether it's expanding their streaming services, upping their AI game, or duking it out in the stock market, Apple is pulling out all the stops. Keep an eye out for more updates because the tech world is watching Apple's next moves very closely. NVIDIA is the talk of the tech world again today, and for good reason. First, let's talk about what Cathie Wood and Ark Invest missed by selling their NVIDIA stocks too early. Back in November 2022, Ark Invest held over 772,000 shares of NVIDIA, which they started selling off when the stock was trading around $142. Fast forward to today, those shares would be worth a whopping $887 million. Yep, you heard that right, nearly $778 million in potential profits left on the table. Cathie Wood, known for her foresight in innovative companies, decided to take profits early, stating the company's valuation was very high at the time. It's a classic case of what if that even the best investors encounter. In other news, NVIDIA's stock dipped slightly today, reflecting broader market trends. Despite hitting new highs this year, the stock saw a small slump. The market dip was attributed to high bond yields and a weak outlook from Salesforce, which affected tech stocks in general. However, all eyes are now on CEO Jensen Huang's keynote speech in Taiwan. Scheduled for this weekend, Huang's talk could provide the catalyst NVIDIA needs to resume its stock's upward trajectory. Given the company's significant role in AI and chips, any announcements could be game-changing. Then we have the showdown. NVIDIA versus Snowflake. Both companies are big players in the AI market, but they represent different investment paths. NVIDIA's GPUs are essential for high-end graphics and AI processing, and the company has crushed Wall Street's expectations this year. On the other hand, Snowflake's revenue from data warehousing has been less stellar, causing its stock to slump. NVIDIA is seen as the stronger, more robust choice, especially given its significant growth in data center sales driven by the AI boom. Last but not least, can we talk about that $3 trillion club? As of today, Microsoft is the lone member, but NVIDIA is eyeing that exclusive group. The company's stock has skyrocketed 720% this year, increasing its market cap to $2.6 trillion. What's driving this? NVIDIA's GPUs are at the heart of the AI revolution, powering applications like OpenAI's ChatGPT. They've been selling these chips like hotcakes, with data center operators like Amazon and Microsoft snapping them up. NVIDIA is even planning a 10-for-1 stock split to make it more accessible for retail investors. With continued strong growth projections, it's just a matter of time before NVIDIA joins the $3 trillion club. So, whether you're looking back regretting missed investment opportunities, eyeing new ones, or just marveling at stellar corporate performances, NVIDIA is a story you don't want to miss. Stay tuned for Jensen Huang's keynote and keep an eye on how the market moves next. It's bound to be a wild ride. Today, the spotlight is shining brightly and somewhat harshly on Nutanix. If you've been tracking the news, Nutanix Inc. has been making major headlines today, and not necessarily for all the right reasons. Let's dive into what went down and why Nutanix is the talk of the town. First up, Nutanix announced their third quarter fiscal 2024 results, and boy did the stock market respond. Despite some seriously impressive numbers, the stock plunged by a whopping 22%. I know, right? You'd think they'd posted a disaster of a quarter, but that's far from the case. Their revenue jumped 17% year over year to $524.5 million, and adjusted earnings per share skyrocketed from 4 to 28 cents, completely crushing Wall Street's expected 16 cents per share on revenue estimates around $517 million. Now, why the panic, you ask? Well, Nutanix's Q4 guidance underwhelmed investors. Management projected revenue to cap at $540 million, whereas analysts were hoping for a more optimistic $546 million. When your stock's been riding high with a 149% gain over the last year, any deviation from perfection can send people running for the exits. That's investor expectations for you, like an unrelenting judge with a gavel made of sheer panic. Analysts are scratching their heads, and some are actually updating their forecasts in light of the strong Q3 performance and robust annual growth. But short-term outlooks kept the market cold as ice, understandably raising eyebrows and tightening wallets. Flashback to the numbers. ACV billings rose 20% to $288.9 million, and ARR increased 24% to $182 billion. Adjusted gross margin expanded to 86.5%, showing Nutanix knows how to control costs while driving growth. Still, these positive indicators weren't enough to soothe investor nerves. Adding a layer of complexity, Nutanix is a big player in the AI boom, continuously forging new partnerships for cloud-based AI systems management. Yet, these high-potential deals take longer to close. Think of them as marathon relationships, not speed dating stints. Today's negotiations may bear significant fruits in 2025 and beyond, but they are not going to magically puff up next quarter's revenue. Operating cash flow for the quarter was $96.4 million, with free cash flow at $78.3 million, financial signs that Nutanix isn't running out of steam anytime soon. However, to the market, it's all about the immediate horizons. So what do you think, folks? Are the analysts onto something with their long-term optimism? Or do you side with the investors who are jittery about Q4 guidance? Is this a classic case of Wall Street overreacting? As always, we love to hear your thoughts. Hit the comments below and let's get the conversation started. How are you handling Nutanix in your portfolios? Is this a buying opportunity or a sign to stay away? Let's hash it out together, and remember, in the land of tech stocks, there's never a dull moment. All right, tech enthusiasts, let's dive into what you've been waiting for, stock action. Today, we're zeroing in on NVIDIA. Should you buy, sell, or hold? Let's break it down. Hold or buy NVIDIA. Given the news today, NVIDIA is looking like a solid contender for your portfolio, and here's why. Despite a slight dip in their stock price due to broader market trends, NVIDIA has had an absolutely stellar year with a stock that's rocketed up 720%. Their GPUs are the linchpin of the AI revolution, powering behemoth applications like OpenAI's ChatGPT. Data center operators like Amazon and Microsoft are snapping up these GPUs faster than you can say artificial intelligence. Plus, the anticipation around CEO Jensen Huang's keynote speech at Computex in Taiwan has the tech world on the edge of its seat. Any game-changing announcements could shoot the stock right back up. Oh, and let's not forget their 10-for-1 stock split plan, which will make shares more accessible for retail investors, a move that typically stirs up buying interest. So whether you already own NVIDIA or are thinking about jumping in, holding, or even buying seems to be a favorable move right now. They're a front-runner in a booming industry that's not slowing down. Just remember, tech stocks are always volatile, so proceed with a sprinkle of caution. But hey, I'm just your friendly tech news vlogger. Always do your own research and consider talking to a financial advisor before making any investment decisions. What do you think? Is NVIDIA on your buy list, or are you playing it cool? Let's keep the conversation going and stay tuned for more tech updates. Wow, what a day in the tech world. Google's algorithm leak has everyone buzzing, Android users are getting picture-in-picture Chrome goodness, and YouTube's new gaming features are keeping us all glued to our screens. Apple surprises with potential Android love for Apple TV Plus and a rumored ChatGPT integration, despite some sales hiccups. NVIDIA teases major moves with Cathie Wood's missed fortunes and stock fluctuations ahead of a much-anticipated keynote. Meanwhile, Nutanix rides a roller coaster of booming results, but a dip due to cautious guidance. If you enjoyed this roundup, make sure to like, subscribe, and share the video with your fellow tech enthusiasts. And don't forget to tune in tomorrow for more sizzling tech updates. See you then.